A Canadian Olympian turned author is visiting the Lincoln Pelham Public Library next Thursday. Well, not exactly, but doing a talk for that library. She's the author of this book, My Mother's Daughter. Here to tell us more is Cassandra Best. Cassandra, remind our viewers exactly who Perdita Felician is.
So she was an Olympian who her career spans from the late 90s till about 2011, and she is sadly, one of the things she's most known for was in the 2004 Olympics in Athens, Greece. She fell at the hurdles, and she was primed to be the gold medal winner.
Devastating injury.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So she's released this book. I understand that you've listened to the audiobook.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was wonderful. She voices it herself, and so you really feel the story come through and her mother's experiences and the different voices that she has for the different people in the story. I really recommend listening to it or reading it.
And it's a story about struggle. Her mother was poor in St. Lucia, came to Canada to work as a nanny for someone that she met while she was peddling something on the beach, right?
Yes, yes. So she came from St. Lucia, and so it tells that story of overcoming hurdles. See, we're tying that back in. And she wanted to make a little bit more money when she was still in St. Lucia, and so she found that the way to make a bit more money than peddling the jewelry was to become a nanny. And so she formed a relationship with a wealthy Canadian couple, and they eventually brought her to Canada. And then the book goes on for her struggles that she overcomes there. There is a little bit of some domestic abuse in there as well.
And these are struggles that happened while she was in Canada, not the struggles from St. Lucia.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's all of it, because you'll hear a little bit of those struggles as well.
All through it, Perdita gives you the feeling that the resilience that she developed through this time came from the strength of her mother.
Yes, there's so much a message of hope and inspiration in this book that it's really, I want people to feel like even if you're not an athlete, there is something for you in this story. The mother's love for her daughter and courage and forgiveness is also really a strong theme in there as well.
Is it May 4th, the event? May 4th at the Good Earth Wine and Food Company?
Yes.
And how did this come about?
The Lincoln Pelham Public Library, and we wanted to host something within our community, which is easy to do when there's so many wonderful venues that we have. And so the Good Earth Food and Wine Company is one of our in-kind sponsors, and they're putting on a beautiful spread. There's going to be charcuterie, glass of their wine, or non-alcoholic options.
And Perdita will be speaking, reading from her book during this session?
She will. It's going to be sort of a relaxed conversation style, so people can ask questions directly and get their book signed by her. We have some people who are really excited to meet her because they've had children that have been in track and field.
She's a very inspirational person. And, since she retired from track and field, she's been a broadcaster. I know she has a show on TVO.
Yeah, CBC too, what is it, All Around Olympian, I think. And then she does some Olympic correspondence as well, right?
Yes, and I believe she had a show that was almost like a reality show with other athletes, high-level athletes, also competing in challenges. And she was hosting that program. How are the tickets selling for this event?
They're coming along. We have room for 20 more people at the time of this recording. So 20 people that we can still squeeze in. And we're really looking forward to having a full house, and people just need to hear this story. It is in time for Mother's Day.
That's a perfect timing. I never even thought of that, right? Mother's Day would be the following weekend after that, I think.
Yeah.
May 14th?
Yes. Yep.
Right. And very good timing. Was that just by accident?
Well, we kind of thought of that because, my mother's daughter, we didn't want to get too close into like the busy seasons for the wineries. So we're like, well, let's do it ahead of Mother's Day, right? Because it is a beautiful story it's really, in a way, like a love story of a mother and a daughter. So
how can people get tickets for this?
You can go to lppl.ca, and it's right on our homepage.
And May 4th,
yep.
Good Earth Wine and Food Company. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, Cassandra.
Thank you for having me.